Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to another video
Yeah.
from Isaiah and Sage.
And so today we're going to talk to you about how to support transgender kids. If you're like a parent or whatever, guardian to kids. So we're both trans, and we come at this from just like a spiritual self-love perspective. So
Yeah, and this is something very close to our hearts too.
Yeah.
Because we are both transgender, and I think we both know how we would have maybe liked to or wanted to be supported as kids. And so we want to share that with adults or parents now. Like, what's a good way to, like, how do you be there for your kid? Or if you're like a positive adult in a child's life who is transgender, how do you just be a positive role model, and just be there for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also for background, I didn't know that I was trans as a kid, so it doesn't really, it's more just like I didn't really feel safe. I felt really scared of being rejected if I were to explore my gender identity more. So I didn't really do it very much, but I definitely did. So, but I don't really have that experience of being like a kid who says, oh, I'm trans, so. But I was still a kid who was trans, just didn't know.
Yeah. So we just want to share like how you can support them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing is to love and accept your child unconditionally. So this means, no matter what they are showing you that they like and are interested in, your job is to just say, hey, I love and support you, and I accept you for who you are, and how you're expressing yourself, what you're showing me, like who you're showing me that you are, and who you're sharing with me that you are, and you just love and accept them unconditionally there. It creates a safe space for your kid to explore and just be themselves.
Yep, that's it. And just like don't be attached to who you think they are or what their role is with respect to you, if that makes sense. So basically, I don't know, sometimes parents they're just attached to their child being a certain gender for some reason. Like they just want a son or an eldest son, or they want a daughter or an eldest daughter. It means something to them, or I don't know what it is. But there are reasons why, and you can explore that within yourself. But just let all of that go, because that the person's identity is important for them to honor, and they are, of course, they are still the same person, but just a happier, more authentic, more alive version of themselves once they come out. Basically. So
Yeah. And then, so it's really important as well that I feel that you and your child have support that you need, emotional support and spiritual support if you want that. I personally feel that spiritual support is like the answer to a lot of to everything. But so what I mean by this is, so there are a lot of feelings that come up for both the person transitioning and the people who have relationships with that person. So when this is happening, each person is responsible for their own feelings, and it is important that the person who is transitioning have support in moving through their feelings, whatever feelings they're having. and also the people who have a relationship with this person, they're responsible for their feelings, and they also get support to deal with their emotions and whatever they are feeling. So like that's something that Sage and I do and something we've had to do individually and together is to feel, accept, acknowledge, and feel through everything we have felt about ourselves through our life, and about our transition, and just loving and accepting ourselves. So that's something that we have done, personally, and are here to support others in doing. And also, of course, there's, therapy, others, organizations that are there to support you. And, as someone who is in a relationship with a person who's transitioning, it's really important for you to, have therapy or spiritual support, or anything that you feel would be helpful for you to move through, the feelings that you have, and just to take responsibility for those feelings.
Yeah, I know it's really important as a parent or a guardian or whatever, of a transgender kid, for you to be very aware of your own feelings. It's okay to have whatever feelings you have, if that's it, because you can't control what comes up, right? You can't do that. You can only control like how you respond to it and what choices you make, right? So, it's okay if you feel something like, sometimes parents feel grief or anger or other things, shame about it or something of that sort. There's all kinds of feelings you could have. A lot of parents are really happy too for their kid, and excited and joyful. So you can't really say, how you're going to feel, but however you do, it's important to be aware of that, acknowledge it, give yourself the support to work through any of the heavier feelings, because you don't want to place that on your kid. Like, you don't want to be like, oh, I mean, this is an extreme way of phrasing it, but in essence, you don't want to be like, oh, you made me sad, like you're responsible for my grief, that's very mentally,
well, it's wrong, and it's
very
inappropriate
and inappropriate,
and abusive, right?
It's abuse, emotional abuse.
It is emotional abuse,
and traumatizing for the kid, because
and also
you're not responsible
if
for
you
that.
if you want to have a relationship with your child, you won't have one, honestly, for very long if you do that.
Yeah, because
that's not okay.
Yeah, because then you're trying to hold them hostage and stuff, and it's a big deal because, I don't know, it's about being true to yourself. It's about being true to yourself and being who you are. It's a big deal. Your gender is a big part of your self-expression and part of your identity. It's not all of your identity, but it's a big part. So, I mean, imagine if you were forced to live in a gender identity that you didn't resonate with for some reason. Who knows what it was? That would suck, so just think about that, okay?
Yeah.
And anyway, so give yourself the support you need to feel at peace with everything, and give your child the support they need to.
Yeah, there's tons of support out there. For people who are transitioning, lots and lots of mental health support, organizations, tons of things that. And including us, that where you can be supported and have the proper way to accept, acknowledge, and move through however you're feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like that's a wrap. I feel like that's it. It's just about unconditionally loving your kid. Letting them explore. Get clear. Get a feel for things. Try things out. Find what feels right to them, and then support yourself and your child emotionally, spiritually, which is this kind of the same thing, psychologically, everything that they would need to live, to feel safe and loved, and be authentic with themselves.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, well, thanks for watching.
thanks for watching. Okay, and feel free to comment, reach out to us. You can find some of the links below that might be helpful to you. If you need support, we can definitely support you and help you with all of this process. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one.
See you. Bye.